Welcome to Traveling with Denella and Friends. I'm your host, Denella Ri'chard. Have you ever wondered how people get paid to travel the world? Well, meet the people who do. Yes, they really exist. This is your insider's look into the travel industry through real conversations with the professionals who power it, leaders, innovators, personalities who also happen to be my friends. This show is about the people who built their careers in travel, their journeys, their rise, and what's next. Because this is what they do. Travel isn't a hobby, it's their career. Today, we start at the very top. My guest is the president of not one, but two of the most distinguished luxury travel brands in the world. Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours and Emerald Cruises and Tours. I sat down with Ken Muskat live from the floor of Seatrade Cruise Global Miami and what he shared about luxury, leadership, and what the future of travel actually looks like will stay with you long after this episode ends. This is the first episode. Welcome aboard. Mr. Ken Muskat, I am super excited to have you here in the chair.
Well, I'm honored to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, well, it's always fun to see everybody here at Seatrade.
Yeah.
So your role, you are president of Scenic Group, or Scenic Cruises Group USA?
Scenic Group USA, which encompasses Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours and Emerald Cruises and Tours.
Yes. Now, I've known you probably more so from a distance for a very long time. And I remember when you got the offer to move to China.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I think the cruise industry was really just starting to explore expansion in Asia.
Exactly.
And what that was going to look like. And when I think back to then and where we are now, it's quite amazing. But before I go there, I want to find out how you got in the industry. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
So I grew up actually here in Miami.
Okay.
So born and raised in Miami. Not many people, you don't talk to many people that were born and raised in Miami.
Yes.
And, I went away to college in Connecticut. And then when I came back, I was looking for a job. I actually thought I'd probably be doing what you do. I wanted to get into like TV and advertising, public relations. And I sent out my resume to all the major companies that were based in South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So it was everything from Burger King to Ryder to Royal Caribbean, Carnival. And lucky me, Royal Caribbean was the first one to call and offer me a low-level, entry-level role.
Okay.
And that's how I got into the cruise industry.
That role?
That role was actually really very interesting. It was in corporate. I never worked on board.
Okay.
But it was a role in the entertainment department.
Okay, I can see that.
And they wanted me to be in charge of putting together audition tours to hire the singers and dancers that worked on board.
Okay.
So for me, it was a dream job.
Yes.
And it also gave me the opportunity to be on the ships a lot for work, which really gave me a good understanding of how important the crew is and the whole atmosphere and how it works on board. And then from there, I just kept moving into, marketing roles, product development, strategic planning. I spent a lot of time in sales. I ended up being in charge of the contact centers for a while. I was VP of onboard revenue for a while.
Okay.
And that really was just that I was at Royal Caribbean for 18 years. That really started my career. I was at MSC Cruises for 7 years, which was great. And then to your point, I had this opportunity to go to 2 years, live in Shanghai, and run a cruise line for the Chinese called SkySea Cruise Line.
Wow.
And that was a joint venture between Royal Caribbean and Seatrip.com.
Okay.
So, and then came back and luckily had this opportunity to come to Scenic, and I've now been here for 3 years.
All right. So you're at Seatrade, and when you come to Seatrade, you're obviously coming to either make an announcement, share some news, new developments. So what's going on at Scenic and Emerald?
Tons is going on. And you're right. Seatrade is great not only for networking and seeing so many people from the industry, but making big announcements. And we actually have 9 new ships coming out over the next 3 years. Wow. And it's a mix of both brands, Scenic and Emerald, river and ocean. And so it covers our full portfolio. And so what we've recently announced is not only the 9 new ships, we also announced today that one of the new Emerald yachts is going to be deployed in 2028 in Japan and Australia, which is a first for us for the Emerald brand. And we also announced some of the new deployment for Scenic Eclipse 2, that's going back to the Kimberley region. And also we're celebrating 2 years from today is when the brand new and our largest ship in the fleet, Scenic Icon, comes and is delivered and comes to the Mediterranean to begin sailing. So very, very excited.
And how big will Icon be when you say largest?
Scenic Icon is going to hold 270 guests. So it's still small compared to some of the large ships that are out there, but it's about 50% larger than our biggest ship right now that holds 228 guests, which is Scenic Eclipse, but only 18% more guests on board. So the space is much larger, and the ship is really being built for warm weather, whereas Scenic Eclipse was being built for polar regions. So now we will have 3 ships in that fleet, in the Scenic Discovery yacht fleet, that do polar and warm weather and basically global deployment.
So let's talk a little bit more about some of the itineraries.
Sure.
What are some of the itineraries that really excite you right now?
Well, for example, we also do river, as I mentioned, and one of the new ships that's coming out next year, Emerald Lumi, is being purpose-built for the Seine. And so it's going to be doing Paris round trip.
Yes,
I'm actually hosting my President's Cruise on that ship next year.
Very nice.
And so that's great because that ship is purpose-built for that river, and it's being built so it can go out into the ocean and then back into the river, so it goes up to Hun floor without having to get people off the ship and on a bus like you typically have to do. So that's a very interesting one. Also, the Scenic Eclipse ships, doing Iceland, doing Antarctica. I mean, those destinations are just unbelievable. Also doing the Kimberley, which is almost like a warm weather Antarctica. The landscape is just unbelievable. So really, I mean, those are just some of the examples of some of my favorite, but we're global. We hit all 7 continents. And between all the river ships that we have, I mean, we do everything on the Rhine, Main, and Danube. We do the Seine. We do the Douro, where we're really expanding. That's another one of our announcements. We also announced a new ship going to the Mekong. So now we'll have 3 ships in the Mekong. So really, we're all about the destination and the cultural immersion and the opportunity. We're going to have 35 ships by the end of 28. Wow. So between all of that, we've got plenty for everybody that's out there.
Now, do you foresee you guys will ever be a public company, or?
Right now we are, I don't foresee that. We're actually celebrating our 40th anniversary. We are privately owned. One gentleman started this company 40 years ago, and it went from bus tours to river cruises to ocean and ocean yachts and expedition. And, he has put all his blood, sweat, and tears into this company. I don't think anybody's ever going to tell him what to do. So, and luckily he is growing it, and we're just having a great time.
Well, let's talk more about the expedition. So you've had a chance to experience your expedition cruising?
Yeah, I mean, I have never done, our biggest real expedition is Antarctica. And I have not done that yet. And I'm dying to do it. But the nice thing about what we offer is on the Scenic Eclipse ships, we offer everything from specialty cruises to discovery to expedition. So expedition would be like Antarctica. That is real expedition. But last year I was able to do a circumnavigation of Iceland. And that's discovery, because that's kind of a mix of not hardcore expedition, but real nice discovery experiences. So the hikes, the landscape, the whale watching, the cultural immersion was unbelievable. And of course, on those ships, we have 2 helicopters and a sub. So I took up the helicopter, which is available for our guests. It's an excursion to be able to go around on the helicopter. And being up on the helicopter, number one, taking off and landing on the ship is amazing. And being able to do the entire landscape of Iceland is just unbelievable from the air. So we're one of the very few that we can offer an experience below the water, on the water, and above the water, up in the air, with everything that we have to offer.
Talk about a differentiating key point.
For sure,
That's
for sure.
pretty amazing. So as we think about whether it's travel advisors recommending your ships to their clients, or whether it's some of the consumers that may also hear this podcast, how do you mentioned some of the key points that definitely differentiate, but what do you want them to take away and stand out about your brand from anybody else, that this is why you need to book us over the others?
The first thing I'll say is the growth in this category, river, smaller ships, yacht cruising, expedition, is exploding, which is a super exciting category to be in. The other thing is, a lot of people think it's not attainable. A lot of people think, oh, I need to be retired. I have to be a multi-millionaire. It's going to cost me a fortune. And that's not the case. It is very attainable. It's very affordable. It checks off the list of bucket lists and real exciting, differentiating kind of excursions or experiences that we offer. So that's one thing from an overall category perspective. From a Scenic and Emerald perspective, we've been doing this 40 years. We were the first ones to come out with a discovery yacht in the luxury category. We know how to operate these destinations better than anybody. The service we provide on board, the focus on the culinary, the focus on the beverage program, the shore excursion program, the tour guides that we hire, everything is done in-house. Everybody's employees of Scenic and Emerald Cruises. We design our own ships. We build our own ships. The passion that goes into this product from start to finish is undeniably just unbelievable. And you feel it. You feel it with the crew. You feel it with the contact center when you're calling somebody. You feel it with the travel advisors that work with us. So it really, really does make us special.
Well, I definitely hear your passion in everything you say. So when you look back and you look at your career and you think about maybe someone that wants to get into the travel industry, would you recommend the travel industry for them?
Oh, yeah.
And or the cruise industry more specifically? And
absolutely. I mean, this is the only thing I've done my whole career. You know, like I told you, I graduated college and I started Royal Caribbean. So cruise industry for me is unbelievable. And I'll tell you, I've tried to leave it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried to leave it a few times, and it keeps pulling you back. There is nothing like the cruise industry. I love speaking to kids in college or kids that just graduated that are interested in getting into hospitality and the reasons why. And I think it's an unbelievable career choice. The places you get to visit, the people that you get to work with, the products that you get to sell or market, there's nothing like it. It's incredible.
So I'm going to give you a hot seat question. Let me see. What's a good one? If I gave you a ticket right now and you get to choose where you want to go, are you doing river, ocean, or expedition?
I think I would have to say expedition because I have to get to Antarctica. I have to. I just, everything I hear is unbelievable. And you know what? The other one I would do too, and it's not expedition, but it's the most cultural, immersive, life-changing thing that we offer, is the Mekong in Southeast Asia. So one ocean in Antarctica, one river on the Mekong. That's on my bucket list.
I like that.
My living list. My living list.
Yes. That is correct. That is correct. Now, are you going to do the Polar Plunge when you get there?
I have to. I have to. Everybody would kill me if I didn't do the Polar Plunge.
Exactly, you have to.
For sure.
Well, thank you, Ken. This has been absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I have enjoyed watching your career, watching your rise, and seeing all the amazing things that you guys are doing over at Scenic and Emerald. So keep up the great work.
Thank you, and you too. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Ken Muskat, president of Scenic Luxury Cruises and Tours and Emerald Cruises and Tours. If today's conversation sparked your curiosity about either brand, everything you need is in the description. Links, socials, and how to start planning, or call your travel advisor. Ken, thank you for being our very first guest on Traveling with Denella and Friends. You set the bar, my friend, and you set it high. And to everyone listening and watching, thank you for being here from day one. We're just getting started. If this conversation added value to your day, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this episode with someone in your world who loves travel. It's the best way to help this show grow. Until we travel again, keep exploring, keep growing, and I'll see you on the journey.